Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday Live Dharma. It's another beautiful Saturday, isn't it? Let us start our practice with Qi Gong movements. Please stand up. Okay, let us start with our ankles, rotating ankles one direction. Good. The other direction. The other side. The other way around. Now massage your knees. And rotate your knees in one direction. Breathing in and out. The other direction. Now, hands on your waist and circle your waist. Draw big circles. Breathing deeply in and out. Fully stretching your back and your sides. Great. Hands on your shoulders. Fully stretching your chest. Deeply breathing in and out. Breathe in and out. Fully stretching your chest and your shoulders. The other direction. Now fully stretching the back of your shoulders. Breathing in and out. Now spread your arms. Breathing in and out. Fully stretching your chest. Breathe in and out. The other direction. Breathing in and out. In. Fully stretching your back. Releasing tension when you're breathing out. Okay, now roll out your neck slowly and gently. And when you feel any tension at one point, then stop right there and try to relax and release tension a little bit, and then start moving again. The other direction. Okay, clasp your hand, bend forward. Draw big circles with your upper body. Deeply breathing in and out. Fully stretching the back of your legs and your sides. The other direction. Great. Now let's bounce up and down. Your feet are deeply rooted onto the ground while you freely bounce your whole body up and down. Yeah, great. Lean to one side and release all the tension. The other side. Lean forward. And back to the center. And slow down. Okay. Now let us practice some Tai Chi, 10-form movements. Spread your feet shoulder width apart and bend your knees slightly, just slightly. And breathing in, raise your arms, your hands first, and then your elbow, and then your shoulders. Dropping your shoulders first, then your elbows, then your hands. And bend your knees slightly even more. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Your hands do not go over to your shoulder level. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One last time. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, today, let's practice moving your hands like clouds. One hand at your eye level face your face, and the other hand kind of in the opposite position with the other hand. And just try to concentrate on the movements and feel the energy flow around your body. Next one, what's it called? Rooster, standing on one leg. If it's uncomfortable, you can just do your arm movements. If it's difficult to lift your leg, just lifting your one arm and imagine that there's a string connected with your elbow, connecting the elbow and your knee. So breathing naturally. You do not have to raise your legs too high. Your feet can stand and remain on the ground if that feels more stable to you. One last one. Let us wrap up our practice with some breathing methods. Hands at your chest level. Deeply breathe in. Hold your breath and breathe out. Deeply breathing in. Hold your breath and breathe out. Hand at your lower abdomen level, below your navel. Breathe in to your tanjong, lower abdomen, and breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath and bring it up to your chest level. Bring it back down and exhale. This time, breathe in to your lower abdomen. Move your breath to the back, lower back. Move it up, following the spine to the top of your head. Bring it back down to your lower abdomen and exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Bring it back to your lower back, up to the top of your head. Bring it back down. Exhale. The last one, focusing on your heels, hands on your sides. Breathe deeply, as much as you can, filling up your whole body from the bottom of your body to the top of your head. Breathe in deeply and slowly. Fill up your whole body from your feet to your head. Hold your breath. Slowly breathe out and completely empty your body. One last time, breathe in, filling up your whole body from your feet to your head. Hold your breath. Slowly breathe out, releasing all the tension. Completely exhale and empty. Please be seated.
Good morning. My name is Pete Warshaw. My Dharma name is Won Ho. About a year ago, Reverend Won Gong became aware that the Wikipedia entry for Won Buddhism was saddled with two flags. It lacked neutrality, beliefs were presented as truths, and verifiability. Source references were sketchy if they existed at all. Beyond that, the content was incomplete and, in places, not accurate. This was a real concern. As we all know, Wikipedia has become the go-to source for the curious. Mild curiosity about Won Buddhism has been the window through which many of us have passed on our way to becoming practitioners. It was obvious that the entry needed fixing. After Reverend Wangang conferred with her fellow Kyominims in other Won Buddhist centers, it became apparent that the task would rest on our shoulders. So she asked me and Rebecca Smith, whom many of you know, to take it on. In accepting the task, both of us saw this as an opportunity to serve the greater good, in keeping with the Won Buddhist value of public service. As we got going, it became even more than that. Wikipedia stands on two pillars. First, anyone is welcome to submit or edit an entry on any subject. And second, entries need to reflect a scholarly approach to assure their neutrality and verifiability. This is managed by volunteer moderators and editors and is the system through which Rebecca and I were about to navigate. For starters, we agreed that I would do the content research and write the drafts. Then, as a retired professor with long-standing experience with scholarly work, Rebecca would wikyize it to meet specific requirements. I found the process fascinating and fulfilling. I've been practicing at the temple for about 11 years, and my experience with Dharma talks, book groups, discussions with Reverends Wangang, Ginger, and Ziyang, and my own penchant for digging into the specifics caused me to view Won Buddhism somewhat as a flashlight shining through a kitchen colander, a myriad of distinct lights. But now the requirement was to describe the whole as well as its parts. How do these lights fit together? Through my research and my writing, I discovered that in fact, the whole was cohesive and elegant. How cool was that? And by reading broadly the work of lay scholars and Won Buddhist clergy, including past Dharma masters, I more clearly understood the cultural and religious forces that existed in Korea when Won Buddhism was formed and slowly grew, including the impact of the Confucian-based Joseon dynasty, which ruled Korea from the 1300s until the Japanese occupation in 1910, just before Sotaesan's enlightenment in 1916. The introduction of Catholicism and later Protestantism toward the end of the 19th century. The establishment of other religious movements during the same period as Sotaesan's enlightenment. And the significant burden of the Japanese occupation of Korea between 1910 and the end of World War II in 1945. As Rebecca commented, it's a marvelous experience, isn't it, seeing Won Buddhism in its historical context. After a year of research, writing drafts, multiple reviews by fellow temple practitioners and Kyominims in the US, and in Rebecca's case, significant modification to fit Wikipedia's content and style requirements, the task has been completed. Sort of. Since anyone may modify an entry, everyone's job now is to assure that it remains accurate and clear. Your help will be important. We ask you that you periodically review the entry and ask, is it neutral? Or are beliefs labeled as truths? Are the statements verifiable with appropriate references? Does it accurately portray your understanding of Won Buddhism? What suggestions do you have for improvement? Let's continue to tend this garden so that it produces healthy food for thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete, for such articulating and wonderful sharing about this year-long journey that we work together. Thank you for your deep research, study, organization into such a short outline from many materials. Anyone experience that whenever you search something that you are immediately connected with Wikipedia? Anyone? Yeah, I do all the time experience. So the Won Buddhism, how it is defined or introduced in Wikipedia is a very, very significant way to connect each other on our spiritual learning and journey. So when you go home, please check and give us some feedback how you think about the content. Today we are going to practice chanting Il Won Sang Vow. Il Won Sang Vow is a key sutra in Won Buddhism that shows the essence of Won Buddhism philosophy and practice. Guess what? Today we're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to chant Il Won Sang Vow 3 times. So you can listen, you can join whenever you feel moved to. You can join as loud as you can, or you can harmonize, hum, sing, feel the vibration together. Page 9. Il Won Sang Vow. Il Won is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Il Won manifests as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence. Il Won unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence. Il Won unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the 4 forms of birth we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace, arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Il Won Sang, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Il Won and become one with the nature
nature of Il-Won. Il-Won is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and loves the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Il-Won manifests as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence. Il-Won unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence. Il-Won unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the six realms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace, arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Il-Won, Sangha, Dharma, Kaya, Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, in using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than until we attain the great empowerment of Il-Won and become one with the nature of Il-Won. Il-Won is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and loves the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Il-Won manifests as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence. Il-Won unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanence. Il-Won unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the six realms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace, arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Il-Won, Sangha, Dharma, Kaya, Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies
lying down, relaxation meditation. Slowly and softly, let us continue our meditation with a lying down form. You can recline or lay down on your back. Let us relax our whole bodies from head to toe. Drop all the weight from our head, shoulders, back, hips, legs, and toes. If you choose to continue to sit, do the same thing. Drop all the weight, anything that you've been carrying from head, shoulders, back, whole body. Imagine you are an autumn leaf on the ground, free and relaxed. It runs Iran is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being. The origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings and loves, the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and all sentient beings. One manifest as both permanence and impermanence. Viewed as permanence, one unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is. Viewed as impermanence, one unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings. According to how we use our minds and bodies and the four forms of birth, we transform through the 6 realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with the grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Il One Song, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully. Thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Il One, and become one with the nature of Il One. Let us wiggle our toes and gently wake up our whole bodies. just sitting for our morning prayer song, page 13. With this morning prayer song, we bless our day. We bless our peaceful hearts. We bless each other. So we maintain our equanimity and good intention and mindful actions. 거룩하신 법신불 사은이시여 은혜 속에도 하루를 맞이합니다. 오늘도 건강한 몸 맑은 마음으로 부지런히 부처님 길 닦게 하소서. Together. Dharmakaya Buddha full grace. I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind. May I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha for full grace. I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I need. Dharmakaya Buddha for full grace. I begin a new day with compassion. Today making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. Let us greet our friends next to each other with a big smile, with your smiley eyes. And let us greet our friends through cyberspace. So softly stand up, please. And then turn around, look at the camera right behind, and wave our hands. And let's step to the right side, 3 steps to the 1, 2, 3.